All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really remarkable story that's so much more than just a fable. It's a powerful guide for building community. It's called The Island of Builders by the late, great Dr. AbdulHamid AbuSuleiman. Now, if you've ever heard of the classic fables of Kalila wa Demna, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. This story uses animals to explore some incredibly deep truths about society, leadership, and, basic survival. It makes these huge ideas accessible to everyone, young and old. And the mind behind this powerful educational tale was Dr. AbdulHamid AbuSuleiman, a truly renowned scholar and thinker. This story is really the culmination of his life's work and thought. But this story doesn't end there. The profound educational lessons packed inside this fable, they were systemized and championed by Dr. Salah al-Siddiq. He's an educator who worked to train researchers and faculty on the story's powerful message, often right alongside Dr. AbuSuleiman himself. Okay, let's dive into this amazing blueprint for society. So here's our game plan. We're going to follow the story's journey all the way from crisis to renewal, and we'll break down the massive problems the animals faced and the honestly brilliant solutions they came up with together. So our story kicks off in this beautiful, thriving valley. For generations, it was a peaceful home for all the animals. But, as you can probably guess, that peace was about to be completely shattered. Suddenly, this force of pure tyranny, we're talking the lion, the tiger, the wolf, the fox, they invade. And they bring with them a brand new rule, the rule of fear and violence. So, faced with this overwhelming threat, what do the peaceful animals do? Do they band together? Nope, they scatter. It becomes every animal for itself, each one just trying to save their own skin. And this is so important. Their society didn't just collapse because of the invaders from the outside, it crumbled from the inside out. It's a timeless lesson, right? The greatest vulnerability a community has often comes from its own internal breakdown. But even in the midst of all that despair, a seemingly small event happens that becomes the spark, the catalyst, for a total revolution in how they think and act. Picture this. A cunning fox is stalking the rooster. It's almost over. But then, the watchful owl sees what's happening and lets out a shriek, a warning. The rooster escapes. And that single act didn't just save a life, it started a conversation that changed everything. And this leads to an incredible aha moment. The rooster realizes the predators had been running a propaganda campaign. They made the owl a symbol of bad luck for a very specific reason, to keep the other animals divided, scared, and, most importantly, uninformed. The owl then makes a radical proposal. She basically says, look, me shouting warnings from a tree isn't a long-term plan. True safety, she argues, can only come from all of them getting together, planning, and combining all their different strengths. So they start meeting in secret, and what they come up with isn't just a battle plan against the predators. No, it's way bigger than that. They start designing a blueprint for a whole new society, one built on justice and resilience. First up, they establish ground rules. And rule number 1 is Shura, or consultation. This is huge. It means no more top-down rule. From now on, decisions have to reflect what the community actually wants. And right alongside that comes justice. They realize that for any of this to work, fairness can't just be a suggestion. It has to be guaranteed for every single member of the community, from the strongest to the weakest. Then they do something really smart. They take an inventory of their own strengths. They realize, one-on-one, we're prey. But together, you combine the elephant's trunk, the horse's powerful kicks, the bull's horns, you get the picture. They realize their integrated capabilities make them an absolutely unstoppable force. And this metaphor they come up with just nails it. It perfectly illustrates their new understanding that internal threats, things like corruption and just plain incompetence, are every bit as destructive as a predator from the outside. Okay, so all of these discussions lead them to their biggest breakthrough yet, a powerful metaphor for what it actually takes to build a society that's meant to last. They conclude that a stable society is like a pot with 3 legs. You've got the family, which is where values are instilled. You've got culture and education, which is how minds are developed. And you've got media, which ensures everyone is aware and informed. And here's the kicker. If just one of those legs is weak or corrupted, the entire structure comes crashing down. So what is the ultimate takeaway from this incredible fable? Well, it's basically a clear diagnosis of what makes a society sick and a clear prescription for how to cure it. The story's diagnosis is sharp and direct. It argues that the community's crisis isn't just about the predators. It's an internal crisis, a crisis of the mind, of how things are run, and of the community's own collective conscience. So, if that's the diagnosis, what's the prescription? It's not just about fighting the enemy head-on. No, the path to renewal, the way to salvation, starts at the most fundamental level there is, the family. It's about building civilized human beings from the ground up. This fable provides a truly timeless roadmap, and it leaves us with a final, powerful thought. If any society wants to move from chaos to light, from despair to hope, that journey, it always, always has to begin at home.